Hello, my friends. My name is Cameron Milliner. And right now, I have PowerShell pulled up. Oh, that's a lot of info. Hold on. Oh, thumbnail. Okay, boom. Hold on, thumbnail. All right. So, the reason I have Microsoft PowerShell pulled up, which is basically, I barely know what it is, but it's basically, I barely know what it is. I don't even really know what it is, I'm gonna be honest. Excuse me. I'm learning how to code Python. Yes, sir. I'm learning how to code Python, man. Let me tell y'all how this came about. So, I'm sitting right there the other day, right? I'm sitting right there on my bed. I'm looking at jobs. All of a sudden, I think of this one particular spot, right? That I know that's in my city. They do like, all I knew is like, they do like engineering, something like that. I knew it was a good spot. So I typed their name in on like the search engine on Google. I think this computer got Bing, but that's beside the point. I Googled it. I click on the name of the company. I go and I look for an entry-level position. It say like students and new grads. I'm like, okay, that's me. Yeah, know what I'm saying? Students and new grad, that sounds like it's right up my alley, right? So I click, I'm looking through jobs, I'm looking for jobs. All these jobs sound like something I can't do. So I'm looking. It's like 10 jobs on the screen. I'm like, I know I can't do that. I ain't even reading the description. I'm like, I know I can't do that. I clicked the one job that looked the easiest. After clicking a couple, I clicked one job that looked the easiest. That mug say 0 years of work experience. I said, okay. Tell me why I go to the qualifications and they want you to be fluent in Python and C++. I said, hold up, wait a minute. Not only is this the easiest job on the screen right now, but it's the easiest job for the new grads and the students and the entry-level employees, and I can't do it. So I said, hold up. I'm completely unqualified to work for this company. I said, Python. Using context, I figured it was a coding language, but I don't think I've ever heard of Python before like 2 days ago. I don't think I've ever even heard of Python. Next thing I know, I'm like pondering it. Next thing I know, I'm like Googling it. Next thing I know, I'm watching YouTube videos about Python. Next thing I know, I have set out to learn Python. And now I have a plan in place. A plan of, how do I say this? Education, so to speak, in order to teach myself Python. Google certificates. That's the route that I'm going with. Google certificates. So what I did was, just every time I get curious, I always look up answers to stuff. So I'm thinking Python. Ooh, how to learn Python. This, that, and that, and this, and this. I'm typing. I'm interacting with YouTube. I'm interacting with Google. I'm typing. I'm asking questions. I came to the conclusion that the Google search, I feel like, is right for me. So that's the route that I'm gonna use to learn Python. I had to spend like $50 on this website called Coursera. When they got like Google, they got a whole bunch of Google certification, not well, certifications, certificates. Certificate is like not equivalent to a certification. A certification, just putting it in like school terms, a certification is probably the equivalent of a semester in school. A certificate is probably equivalent to a class. You see what I'm saying? This certificate that I'm doing right now, it's the IT, what's it called? Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. It's the Google IT Automation with Python Professional Certificate. That's the first one I want to get. And the reason I'm going that route is because like I want to build up my resume. And mind you, I am in my last semester of college, taking my final class. So I mean, since I only got one class left, I guess by me doing these certificates throughout the semester, that's kind of like a full course load, honestly. With me just taking one class in school, and now I'm doing these certificates, it's probably gonna feel a little something like I'm just taking multiple classes. But I want to add all this stuff to my resume and, you know, create some things, bro. I want to do some projects, some guided. I'm probably gonna do a lot of guided work until I feel comfortable. I think it's called GitHub. I'm not certain, but I know it's like a thing where a lot of computer science people keep like their projects on a website or something, and then you can use it as a portfolio. I want to build that up. And then I also want to, what else was it? I want to get into like web development. You know, this all came about so quickly. Mind you, I never thought about computer programming. Well, I considered it. It crossed my mind when choosing my majors, and every time throughout my life, every time I think about computer science, I just think to myself, that's way too hard. I don't want that trouble. Every single time. It's like a real quick thought. I just think to myself about, every time I think about computer programming and think about computer, I'm like, ugh. Like I cringe a little bit. I'm always like, ugh, like that's way too hard. It's like being a doctor. Like, okay, you're successful, but at what price? You see what I'm saying? That's how I've been thinking about it. But bro, it was something about, and I'm not saying like, oh, I got this Batman backstory where I will be coding Python. I was rejected and all this. No. I'm telling you what sparked it. I knew of a successful company in my area. I went on their website, found the most basic position I could find, and it was a qualification that they were looking for that I didn't have. And honestly, the way how I'm starting to see how jobs are, that probably honestly pushed me over the edge. That probably honestly pushed me over the edge, bro. And that brings me into the next thing. So I've been like looking for jobs and all that, and I'm learning some things that I previously wasn't aware of. I may not be able to, I might not remember everything right now, but one of the things that I want to say is I want to talk about college for a second. Let me tell y'all something, bro, that I figured out. I think I finally figured it out after all this time. You know how many days that I spent in class thinking I could be doing so much more with my time right now. You got to understand, every time I open up my phone, I'm scrolling on Instagram, Mind you, you're not supposed to compare yourself, but social media, it can put you in that mindset. And I'm just being transparent. Every time I scroll on social media, all I see is 20-year-olds with Lamborghinis, bro. That's every time I hop on social media. I see 20-year-olds with Lambos. You feel me? I see people living in different cities, living their life, getting married, all this, they have emotion. I'm like, you know how many days I got up and went to class and I'm like, I can't get a haircut if I wanted one right now. It's so much more I could be doing right now with my life rather than sitting here in this classroom. I'm wasting time. That's how I used to be thinking, bro. And you know what? College, people say college is a waste of time, but I don't think that thought is fully formed. College is unnecessary, but it's beneficial. Let me repeat that. Stay with me. College is unnecessary, but it's beneficial. You know what? Going to the gym 5 days a week, that's unnecessary. You don't need to do that. But it's beneficial. Talk to me. It's unnecessary, but it's beneficial. Imagine this. Imagine this. Let me look for something. Hold on, talk to me. Talk to me. Let me look for something real quick. Okay. Imagine this. This is what I'm learning applying for jobs. Imagine this. This is a door. At this door, there is a keeper standing right here. Beyond this door right here, you open it up and it's full of opportunity, right? So there's a gatekeeper standing at this door and they're like, hey, how are you? And then you're on the other side of it and you're like, I'm doing fine. Well, you're over there on that end of the camera. You're like, well, I'm doing fine. I was just wondering if you could, unlock the gate for me so I could walk in, so I could step into that world of opportunity. And they're like, sure, I'll open the gate for you, but I will not open the gate for you if you don't meet my requirements. And you say, well, what are your requirements to step into this world of opportunity? And they say, a diploma. So in terms of college being unnecessary, this is what I mean by college being unnecessary. You all spend time on the internet. Hence the reason you're watching this YouTube video right now. You're a nerd, just like me. You're a geek. You watch YouTube videos, so you're kind of aware of what's going on in the media. So I just want you to stop for a second. Think of people that inspire you, right? Think of people that inspire you. Think about people that all this and all that. Think about the people who are, what's the word? Objectively. They're like I hope that's the right word. They're like objectively successful. Their success don't really have much to do with their degree. You see what I'm saying? Their level of that they've reached don't really have much to do with that. Like, I'm just gonna say it. Kanye. It's no secret. Kanye West inspires me. Don't ask me why. I look at Kanye West, mentally, I'm not finna debate because I don't know right or wrong. I'm not finna debate mentally, but my thoughts on him, I'm gonna leave it at this right now. I'm gonna just say Kanye inspires me. His work is good. Good in the sense of like it's impressive. Like he's talented. He inspires me. So like college dropout, like he didn't get a degree, but he's still blessed. Like he got talent that God gave him. He has a gift. You see what I'm saying? So you can go to college and get a degree in accounting, but if your gift is in public speaking, you can go be an accountant and make your check and all that, bring in $2,000 every 2 weeks. But public speaking is what's gonna really make a change, what's gonna really make a difference for you. Another thing about college that I want to touch on, y'all. This is what I want to touch on. This is what I've been learning as I've been observing things. I've been observing. College is a dream that's being sold. They're selling you a dream. I'm gonna be honest. College doesn't really do what it's supposed to do. What college is really supposed to be is job training for civilians, typically young adults. And everybody that's in the workforce, I guarantee you, they will tell you that a lot of the times you'll have kids coming out of college, with their degree only, and they won't be very useful to the workplace until they get some on-the-job training, right? It's like, who can blame you? You really don't know what you're stepping into. And a lot of college is like theory. But if you ask me, hey, theory it's good to have head knowledge, but would you rather, I'm just gonna ask you a simple question. Would you rather sit in a classroom? Let's say you was gonna live to be 80 years old, you're now 20 years old, right? Would you rather sit in a classroom for 60 years? Would you rather sit in a classroom for 60 years learning about spaceships? Or would you rather spend 60 years engineering spaceships? You see what I'm saying? So, see, that's an extreme example, but I'm just saying, I say that to say it's very useful to actually serve, to actually create, to actually build something, to actually make something, to actually go do something. I said this in a video months back. A lot of the times in college, bro, you really studying the doers. Think about that. I want to make these points. And another thing about college that I learned. See, I know I'm harping. I'm just telling you things I observed, bro. If I say something crazy, hey, tell me in the comments. College is dragged out, and for what purpose? I can make some assumptions, but I don't know. And doing these certificates is really teaching me that. Doing these certificates is really, even though I just started, but I know what certificates are about though. It's confirming what I already knew, which is, okay, I'm taking one entrepreneurship class right now for school. If I was left to my own devices to complete the class at my pace, I would be done with the class in 4 weeks. But instead, I have to wait 16 weeks, and I have to move at the pace with the rest of the class, at the pace with the professor, and I have to complete the class. It's going to take me 16 weeks, 4 months to complete this course instead of 4 weeks. So that's why college is unnecessary in a sense of you don't need it to win, you don't need it to succeed, you don't need it to do well. But here's why I say, even though it's unnecessary, it's been beneficial. Back to the example, bro. It's a lot of opportunities that And I'm starting to see this I'm getting into that graduate phase. Like I'm on the edge of what they call the real world, and I'm bridging it, and I'm starting to get out here and talk to people, man. And what I'm really realizing is, for some reason, bro, there is so many opportunities out here that people simply will not let you walk into unless you have a diploma. Now, let's get into, let me just state, I believe in Jesus. I believe in God, and I believe the Lord can sit you amongst kings. It's something that a lot of people don't even consider. God can put me in a room that I don't have any business being in. Right? God can do that. He can put me in a room that I have no business being in. But I just want to say that much. And as far as like certificates, the reason why certificates are they're better for, I feel as though they're better for streamlined education, and they're better for actually learning something. Like college, you walk onto a college campus day one, year one, and they're like, girls, we got girls. Parties, we got parties. We got drugs. Welcome to University, Public University. Here at University, Public University, we've been for 50 years the greatest, this, that, and that, and that. And it's like, bro, I'm trying to get a job. All these distractions, you feel me? So that's the unnecessary part of college. Like it's like, it gets to a point, you know what I'm saying? It gets to a point, like it's dragged out. It really is. But in the end, though, even though I know that, hey, if I would have went to trade school, they would have been straight business. Or if I would have went and got these certifications, it would have been straight business. But when you put it on paper, or when you stand in a room in conversation, you know, people will honestly, it's just a lot. And I'm just a messenger, man. I'm just a messenger. Don't hate me for saying this the way it is. People will just give you a level of honor and a level of respect for just having a diploma, just having a degree. They'll treat you better. And it, you know, I believe it opens up doors. So if I had to tell a young person to go to college, to not go to college, I would ask them a series of questions first to kind of figure out, well, what is it that you want to do, this and that. But if you can muster up the strength, if you can muster it up, man, go to college. I sigh because I can't believe that I sound like an OG. I remember I was young and they say, stay in school, get a job. And I used to say, that's stupid. But as I'm getting older, I'm walking through life, I realize you can build and build and build. And you don't have to stay in one place. You don't have to stay stagnant. You don't have to get complacent. Contentment is something to pursue. But I don't think complacency is something to pursue. Not improving, not evolving, not developing. You don't have to stay there, but college truly does help. It is beneficial, but it's unnecessary. I said a lot of things in this video. I hope it all made sense. I'm about to get back to Python, and hopefully I don't quit. I love y'all. See you next time.